However, to fully appreciate these advancements, we must first examine our research into the world's largest healthcare organization, the UK National Health Service. Brace yourself as we explore the known and unknown inefficiencies driving the NHS's 7.7 million strong waiting list. Since 1999, the UK Post Office Horizon software scandal shocked the nation with 900 citizens wrongly convicted, many of whom were jailed. The government minister in charge of oversight, Sir Vince Cable, described post office managers as thugs in suits, while Sir Ed Davey admitted, "I'm sorry I did not see through the post office's lies." This scandal reflected broader failings in development before the rise of DevOps and modern software engineering in 2009. In continuous delivery, David Farley and Jez Humble pioneered test-driven development, TDD, expecting failure and building tests for critical functions to prevent it. Analogously, the NHS seems to employ the direct opposite approach, where its test results, complaints, are actively suppressed, stifling its ability to adapt and improve. In his December 2024 members' meeting on the NHS, UK Health Minister Wes Streeting seemed unaware of two of the biggest contributors to the unprecedented 7.7 million long waiting list: the suppressed complaints process and fabricated medical records that omit negligence-related data. Drawing parallels with the post office scandal, NHS thugs in suits are covering up systemic problems while exploiting their own inefficiencies to relentlessly demand more money. While many believe the NHS is a public service like the police, it is not. It operates as a cartel of thousands of for-profit businesses. It is the only enterprise, public or private, unaccountable to local councils. As for regulation, the CQC cannot investigate individual cases, and the GMC is rendered ineffective by pervasive medical record fraud. The only oversight comes from the government, which is being deceived by systemic obfuscation. Turning to the practice of medicine itself, we draw from Michael Lewis's The Undoing Project, which chronicles the fathers of behavioral science, Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky. In one particularly revealing experiment, doctors were asked to evaluate the probability of cancer in 96 stomach ulcers on a 7-point scale, with each ulcer presented twice without their knowledge. As the lead researcher described, the results were generally terrifying. The diagnoses were wildly inconsistent. The experts disagreed with one another and even contradicted themselves when faced with the same case. The researchers then developed an algorithm based on the doctor's reasoning. Immune to bias, fatigue, and error, the algorithm outperformed each doctor, including the best among them. From this observation, Nick Ray Ball contemplated the misdiagnosis paradox. A medically trained model of GPT-4 would surpass the doctors who provided the training data. In the 50 years since the experiment, human fallibility has remained unchanged, while algorithms have evolved into sophisticated AI. Since 2010, we've been observing NHS inefficiencies, mirroring Michael Lewis's research in the Undoing Project. In 2022, we launched a research project, recording over 100 hours of NHS interactions and doctor consultations. Comparing this data to over 400 pages of medical records, we found errors on every page due to communication failures, poor practices, and most notably, systemic omission of negligence-related data. Malpractice cascaded through the system as one flawed medical record led subsequent doctors into further errors, exacerbating the NHS waitlist and causing unnecessary operations, harmful pharmaceuticals, crippling injuries, and preventable deaths. When given the same conversations, ChatGPT consistently outperformed GPs and specialists every time. Now imagine this. Instead of calling your GP, speaking to the receptionist, and receiving an appointment a week later, followed by a visit to a specialist a month later, GPAI Gatekeeper answers your call, cross-references medical records, offers immediate advice, and provides your GP with the specialist opinions needed, including follow-up procedures, scans, and so forth, in a neatly created 400-word memo generated before the end of the phone call. This is the future of healthcare and the solution to the NHS waiting list. By funding GPAI Gatekeeper, GPAI Psych, the Good Doctor app, and GPAI Physio, and leveraging NHS branding with proactive legislation, Sir Keir Starmer can secure the UK's leadership in the race of our lives. Achieving AI breakthroughs, exporting them, and creating the first regulated AI healthcare monopoly in a trillion-dollar market would make Britain an AI maker, not an AI taker.